What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be fooling around with a title called Zoria Age of Shattering. This is kind of an interesting one for me because I played a demo of this game probably about 6 months ago, and I did not like it very much. The demo left me being like, shrug, maybe I'll check on it when the game comes out. But in fact, I've had the opportunity to check the game out now that it's come out, and I've played for about an hour and a half. And I'm happy to say it turned out much better than I expected it to. The full product is kind of like the demo with regards to the underpinning systems that exist, but simultaneously there's a lot more context given to what you're doing. And I think for me as a player, context is kind of important in a lot of these situations. And so the big feeling that I'm getting from this game is actually, weirdly enough, it reminds me of Dungeon Siege a little bit, which is a very, very good thing. Not a lot of games have tried to capitalize on Dungeon Siege being one of those great underrated series up until Dungeon Siege 3, that is, of kind of like all-time great RPGs. I would consider Dungeon Siege 1 and especially Dungeon Siege 2 to be in that discussion. And so this game sort of, for me, fills that gap of like what would a turn-based Dungeon Siege feel like. And that's kind of where I'm at with the game right now, and I'm actually enjoying myself tremendously. So a link to the game is down below in the description, just in case you wanted to go check that out. I've got the link for you down there. And then on top of that, I've also got a link to my Twitch stream and my Discord that you can check out. There's a pretty good chance I'll probably stream this game at some point this weekend, because I am having a good time with it, and I do want to dive deeper on in. And I can't stress to you enough how rare that is for me as a gamer. So I work pretty much 7 days a week. Daily turnaround is a rough thing if you're in my position. Doing a daily video, I think for most people, is probably not going to be a feasible goal that you can pull off. But I'm a little bit of a workaholic, and I don't mind working that much. Like, to me, life is meaningless without work, all right? That's my overall. I come from a workaholic family, too, of people that just work a lot. And so my point here is to say I don't get a lot of free time to play video games, and whatever is inside that free time to play video games usually gets eaten up by titles that I have to play for like a video or a feature that I've got coming out shortly, or it's for something like Helldivers, which is soaking up my time to this day like an absolute maniac. And so the fact that I actually want to make time to play this game is a really, really good thing, especially in the age of the world where everything seems to be a little bit overshadowed by the existence of Baldur's Gate 3 in the RPG realm. And so if you've never seen Zoria Age of Shattering before, from the demo I played, I could not have actually described the game to you at all, exactly what it was going for or what it was trying to be. But this game does smack of those early iterations of something like Divinity Original Sin. And so if you've played the first Divinity Original Sin and you compare that to Baldur's Gate 3, Divinity Original Sin 1 had a lot of potential inside of it. It wasn't my favorite RPG, but you could tell that if they had like a higher budget and like a larger team, they could have done big things with it. This game right here smacks that exact same way, where enough of the things in this game are in the right spots and in the right places that you can tell that this team knows what they're doing when it comes to game design. I do have some little complaints from my first hour or so, 2 hours of playing the game, and I'll bring those up at the end of the video, but it's nothing too major and it's nothing that's a deal breaker, and some of it may in fact be personal. But Zoria is a fantasy RPG. With sort of an action-y hack-and-slash bent to it, you can definitely, from the amount of loot that drops, this is the amount of loot that has dropped in the first hour and a half of me playing the game. This is a very loot-heavy, Diablo-inspired game where every single enemy that you kill gives you a giant eruption of procedurally generated loot for you to look at and for you to compare stats and be like, okay, I want to equip that, I want to equip that, I want to equip that. And it comes packaged inside of sort of like a fantasy story that's a little bit cheesy, a little bit corny. It doesn't have the best voice acting from what I've seen so far. But the gameplay for me hits, man. The gameplay is enjoyable. I actually need to camp. My guys' HPs and their manas are a little tiny bit low. And it looks like we've got some wounds and things that I need to heal off as well. So we'll go ahead and throw in for resting. The game does include crafting systems. You will find meat and potatoes and stuff like that all over the place. You can throw them together into the cook pot to make meals that everyone eats whenever you camp that give you permanent buffs that kind of last until your next campsite. You can also do alchemy over here if you've been finding alchemy reagents. Consumables are very, very strong. I would argue necessary in this game. It kind of reminds me of the first Pathfinder, Kingmaker or whatever, when it first came out, where it's a game where you definitely need to lean on your consumables if you want to have like a good shot of winning some of the harder fights. We've got, what is that? The blacksmith or the trader. Okay, all of your classes in this game come with different things that they can do when you rest. So my battle cleric makes it so everybody heals faster so you don't have to rest for quite as long. My priest can get rid of curses that are on people. These things do stack up and they are permanent. You need to do something about them, otherwise they will inflict major malices on your combat performance. And then my armor is damaged, but luckily enough I have a Lancer. The Lancer comes with a armor repair skill that allows them to fix armor whenever you're resting. These classes also have kind of interesting interactions when you're in the game world, and so they can move boulders. My priest can remove kind of like dead zones, I guess. So there's kind of like these necromantic void zones, and my priest can get rid of those. And if you don't have a priest in the party, you just miss out on that loot. You can't get to it. And there are some fairly large loot areas that are going to be kind of class gated, making sure that you have someone to pray or let you in. What was that? Battle horns, marching sounds. The reinforcements from Dag for Ram have arrived, and we sure aren't expecting any. Well, I hope the others made it out of the fortress. This is all the time that we could give them. Sure did. The rest we'll know when we get to Thalamar. All right, no turning back now. That was never the first option, Captain. There is another way. The path through Nerdundus. Dense forest with only a small path through, teeming with all kinds of critters, very dangerous for the common folk and hard to navigate for an army. It'll keep a Thalamar safe for now. Anya, one of our best scouts is already here. I'd appreciate it if you could keep me a bit more informed next time. Let's go with, I see Commander Devana planned ahead. Good for her. We learned a lot from your experience at Dag for Ram, and it still wasn't enough or we wouldn't be in this situation. So the rough storyline right now is that our kingdom has been at war with another kingdom for a very, very long time. There has been a push and pull, but nobody has ever won over the centuries. Our enemies have figured out how to use magic in order to perform necromancy, and that has given them the edge that they required in order to basically sweep us off the map. We are the last survivors of a castle that was hit, and we are trying to run a message right now to Thalamar to regroup our people and figure out how we want to deal with this new necromantic scourge.
Glad I made it just in time.
It can't be! I saw you die!
For an Azerian, death is nothing but a fleeting moment.
This is a fight we cannot win, Captain. But it is not your fight. Take this letter and go straight to Thalamar. You are to report to Chancellor Waldemar. He's expecting you.
What about you?
We'll hold them off for as long as possible.
Okay. I see my concussion back there wasn't the only reason I was in the dark about. You wake up in the infirmary of a different castle because you were the commander of the first castle that got taken over. You wake up in the infirmary of a second castle of your people that's going through the same thing that your castle went through. So our character started the game with a concussion.
I'm sorry, Captain, but once you plunged into battle, we had to improvise.
You had it all thought out.
Except for this guy here. But I have a surprise for him.
What was that? A surprise, I guess. Well, at least we get to keep our priest, dude. That's good, although I have no way to repair my armor now, so I'm really glad I did it before she left the party. I put a bunch of loot on her, though, that I got off of enemies, but we're pretty low level right now, so maybe further on down the line we'll end up with a lot more goodies. I'm going to swap out my pantaloons. Your character's appearance does change in this game, in case you were wondering. That's a major deal breaker for me. I don't like it when games have characters with static sprites, which effectively, or static models, which effectively eliminates the entire realm of JRPGs for me. Since I'm a battle priest, I'll probably put some more into stamina to get some HP. Whenever you level up in this game, you get 5 stat points. Those 5 stat points can be put into each of your principal stats. Stamina for HP, strength for damage, agility for crit and energy, and intellect for mana and critical chance on your spells. Everything in this game is tool-tipped well, briefly, but succinctly, and tells you exactly what you're getting out. I like that. That's good. There is no esotericism inside the character building here. It tells you exactly what you're getting every single time. So that's a check in a box right there that I like very much. I'll confirm my stat upgrade, but on top of that, you also get a skill point, I think every couple levels. Everybody has a skill tree based on their classes. From the classes that I looked at during character creation, it seems like there's 8 or 9 of them. All the standard archetypes are there. From D&D, there's clerics, there's fighters, there's rogues, but there's also adaptations on that. So I'm a battle cleric right now, which is a healer that focuses on melee combat, whereas this guy right here is a priest who is focused on spell casting and healing. So I fight in melee and can heal. He stays in the back and nukes people super hard with darkness magic and excommunications and things like that, but can also heal. There's also little twists, like a character that we just lost right there was a Lancer. They can engage from a further distance, but they are frontline fighters. And so there are some interesting classes to play around with in there. I was conflicted about what I wanted to play at the beginning of the game, and I think that's a really, really good sign. The problem with that is that I'm an alcoholic, which means that sometimes I don't make a lot of progress into the video game because I keep re-rolling to play a different class and try things out, and it has seriously hindered my ability to finish games from time to time. But thus far, I like this game quite a bit.
You through the forest of Nordunas. You set up camp near the road to the great city. 2 days full riding left ahead of you. After the fall of Deg Forom, a fortress that was under your command, you did not expect Deg Maristir to share the same fate so quickly, let alone to be called back to Thalamar. And yet, Chancellor Waldemar has requested your presence to discuss a matter of the utmost importance. Or so he says. The bonfire crackles lazily in front of you, and the woods are silent. Perhaps too silent. Anya, the scout sent ahead by Commander Divana, was supposed to meet you here, but she hasn't showed up yet. Where is she? She should have been back by now. Your companion, Christian, echoes the same worrying thoughts in his eyes.
That voice acting was pretty on point, so maybe it's just hit or miss.
Its forest-laden fragrance, with the smell of burning wood, and hung around the 2 travelers like a cloak. The night was calm and relaxed, in complete contrast with the look on their faces.
She should have been here by now, Captain. This doesn't feel right. Anya is never late.
When she says she'll be there at a certain time, she's sure to be there when the time comes. Well, something happened to her.
Then we should not waste any more time and go find her.
You know anything about the area?
Very little. This is the first time I've traveled this far north in my life.
I'm more familiar with the area around Thalamar than anything around these parts. Okay, let's move out.
Commander, we should be very careful, though, just in case she's right about these goblins.
Nerdundus is famous for disappearing travelers. We don't have checkpoints all along this road for nothing. All right, let's have a look. We're gonna leave our little horse behind, dude. What about the horse, homie? There's a backpack over here. Is there anything in it? Oh, there's a couple of, like, alchemy things. So that's nice. F is not working right now to pick this stuff up, but I think that's because I opened up some kind of, I accidentally hit the tilde key, and it opened up the console. What else we got around here? Firewood, does that do anything?
Burns lazily, chasing away the nearby shadows. You consider what you should do with it, now that you're leaving to go searching for Anya.
Let the fire go out.
Tendrils of smoke coil around the edges of the campfire. It will soon be only a memory of light and warmth.
Oh, it looks like I can do some light alchemy over here, too. I'll just make some more healing potions. Consumables are strong in this game, as I previously mentioned, due to the fact that they don't cost you AP to use. You can just spam them in combat, a la a hack-and-slash game. which means that they are a powerful force multiplier for when you are having a bad time and things are going poorly. It says there's something to discover over here, but I don't know what. Entrails. I don't want those. That's gross. Entrails and a fang. That's always a good sign in the middle of the woods. Forest moss on that side. Oh, yeah, there's like a little secret clearing over here inside the woods. We've got a shield, we've got a cutter, and we've got a necromantic war staff of death. Sounds pretty cool. Oh, wow, we got a whole bunch of supplies over here, too. Good, because I used a lot of potions in the last boss fight. My guy's, like, maned out on... Uh-oh. What is that? Oh, it's a bear! Okay, all right. I don't have any tanking abilities right now because I lost my Lancer. So this has the potential to get a little bit messy. His bear roar put my guy to sleep. How long is he going to be asleep for? Okay, so he's going to be asleep for like another turn. Let's get in between him and the bear. Oh, I'm getting whomped. You do get counterattacks sometimes, which is really, really nice. I'm going to move over to here. We're going to, like, nuke this guy as hard as we possibly can. I have Orb of Light. It says it does, like, a damage AoE, but when I bought it, it said that it also heals. I don't know, maybe it was just mislabeled. Like, the tooltip said heal type, and so I'm not super sure. You need to hold, sir. You need to hold very, very badly. If you don't hold, we got a terrible day in front of us. Go ahead and heal yourself up. Get off one little wumping right there, although my character... Oh, no, he can hit the wizard. I didn't realize he had the range to do that. Does he still have the range to do that? That's not ideal. Continue healing. Hit him with another one of those. That seemed to do a lot of damage. Yeah, like, force him to just, like, dumpster my main guy. He got an extra action on his next turn, so we kind of need him to go away right now. But it looks like we got some bear meat, some rough leather. There's a stag right there. Oh, cool, you can kill the deer. Sick, dude. I was wondering where I get my goodies from. What's going on here? Deep cuts and other injuries cause you to lose blood, weakening you till the point of death. Bandages, potions, or resting. Okay, I got bandages. I got them around here somewhere in this massive loot stack. There we go. We'll go ahead and throw that on right there and give ourselves some first aid. Outside of combat, I don't know if you can actually use, like, healing spells and stuff. Oop, I didn't want to drop that. I wanted to use that. Grab that right there. We'll go over to this guy, and then we'll use some bandages on him, too, so that he's not leaking, you know, man juice all over the place. I don't know if those are going to be useful. There's a lot of crafting in this game, and some of it requires rarer materials that you may or may not have. And so I do like that they had like a little nook and cranny right there. It was kind of like labeled. But let's go back and see if we can like rest some of this off. My armor's been sundered, and I have heavy wounds. That's a little bit of a... Wait, bronze. Hold on, grab that too. I would love bronze. Let's get some bronze. You can find blacksmithing stations, and you use all of these materials and stuff that you've seen so far in order to craft things up. I don't think the camp... I'll just put a camp right here because that one's not lit anymore. All right, so what can I cook? Can I cook anything good? I'm missing forest root for the bear soup. Do we have, like, deer jerky or something we can make? We've got smoked meat over here and spices, mushroom stew, rabbit stew. Okay, we can't really cook anything right now, which is what I was excited about doing. So I guess we'll just, like, rest for a little while. Resting in this game is not free. You have these things called focus points. Focus points are like a limit break. Every time you attack or auto-attack or whatever, you get focus points. And you need a certain amount of requisite focus points in order to cast any spell or, like, use any activity in combat. And so it's a good idea to have those things. Did we pick up anything that we can make use of over here? He loses a lot of HP if I put that on him, but he does have stat points. His HP is absolutely abysmal, so I'm kind of tempted just to, like, boost that up a little bit, just to give him, like, a tiny... Well, maybe I'll go 5 and 5. Maybe we'll do a nice even split. Yeah, because he still needs more mana, too, because he was ooming when I was fighting the boss pretty quickly. Like, he's got some nukes in him, but if the fight goes more than 5 or 6 turns... That's when I got to start using potions. You can hold down right here on tab, and it will show you everything interactable that you can interact with. So like this dead boar over here, it looks like we can get some stuff out of him. If you're having trouble locating like lootables and things of that nature, it does kind of have the old Baldur's Gate site that you can play around with that'll let you know where things are at. There's a bunch of bunnies around here. I don't want to be like a savage bunny murderer, though. Another bear and some goblins.
In front of you, an unusual scene plays out. Anya, your ranger, is pinned against a rock cliff, facing off a pair of goblins. And a bear?
Yeah, at least this bear isn't as chunky as the last bear. The last bear was definitely scarier than this guy, so let's see what we can mash out here. We don't really have enough focus to do what I want to do right there. Let's rotate the wizard so at least the enemy has to like move around. You do get damage bonuses in this game for attacking from the side and also from attacking from behind. There are attacks of opportunity if you leave your focus area, basically. Oh, he's still got an attack off right there, huh? Hey, got the counterattack percentage though, so that's good. Yeah, I would say maybe do that. Nice little AoE right there just to soften up the enemy a bit. Nuke him, and then I guess move into like a behind position over here so that I can turn the bear around. Is Anya not going to help here? Anya, do you not have like a vested interest in your own survival? Anya's over here being all cynical, just like, if I die, I die. I do not care. Life is pain. I'm going to go ahead and wipe these guys out real fast. I'm going to continue moving around so that I get the flanking shots. There we go. I love that, too. The fact that you both get side damage increases and reverse increases from behind, too. Good stuff that kind of encourages moving around the battlefield a little bit.
So much for your timely arrival, Commander.
What
I
happened?
was ambushed by goblins and their pet bear. I hardly believe it myself. I've never seen anything like this.
How did such a loud group of enemies ambush you?
I saw them following me for minutes, and I lured them into this open space where I thought I could have a proper fight. But I did not expect that bear to just come charging at me out of nowhere, and certainly did not expect it to join in the fight on the goblin side. Anyway, there's a goblin camp not far from here. They set it up in one of the larger caves west of here, so I couldn't actually get very deep inside without being spotted. What I did manage to notice is that they have some human prisoners inside. I don't know where they came from or what they plan to do with them, but we should do something about it.
Alright.
Thank you, Captain. Let's get moving. There's no telling what the goblins have planned for the prisoners.
Well, we found our ranger. I'm bleeding my life's blood out on the soil again, though. So we should probably do something about that. My armor continues to be sundered. We do have a nice helmet right there that's like a flat increase to all of our stats. I have a bunch of gear inside of here that, so let's go equipable items. And like with the sorting, is there a way to sort by like the best items in your inventory? It doesn't look, I think it might, well, no, it doesn't do it naturally, but I would like, with the sheer volume of loot, I would like to see some filters that we can play around with over here to sort these by item level from highest to lowest or from lowest to highest. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But you can eliminate a lot of the visual gore. A Pledge of Oblivion. That's a two-hander, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's two-handed, so I would have to lose my book in order to use it. What's the damage bonus on it? 5 magic damage, 8 agility, and 2 crit. We lose some intellect for mana, too. We have a 4% chance to get an extra AP for our turn. I guess I can give it a try. Like, I haven't run a two-hander, but I am preferable to two-handed maces. Oh, that's a big old whomper, bro. Look at that thing. That thing's a whompinator. All right, what's she doing right now? I have skill points again. Let's go. I gotta look at my skills again. So some things like my hammer bash, they're governed by strength, and my strength is kind of poor. And I don't know if I should even that out with level ups or what I should do. It's kind of hard to say. Most of my stuff is intellect and strength, though. So I think coming up with like an even split for that might not be a bad idea. So like maybe 3 strength, 2 intellect split for now. It's not going to change a whole lot about what we want to do, but it'll have to work for now. We also wanted to take a look at her and see if there's anything rattling around inside of our inventory that is perhaps better than what she has going on. She's got all level 6 equipment, so somehow I doubt we have anything in here. I mean, the bow gives a lot of stat boosts that'll make her a little bit more resilient. There's a lot of intellect on that helmet, which I don't think that she needs because she's not a caster. We want her to kind of be focused on agility, I would assume. But yeah, she started out with all level 6 gear levels, so we're pretty solid on her as a starting run. What's going on in here? Anything lootable? Okay, bunch of crafting kits. That's good. Hey, there's that forest root we were looking for so that we can make some bear stew. That'd be nice. What else we got going on around here? There's a vista over there. There's also a couple discover spots. We've got the goblin camp over there. We've got to investigate how the goblins are taming bears as well. This map's kind of dim and dark, but it gives us sort of like a Diablo vibe that's working for me right now. I guess we'll go after the goblins first. We'll kind of tackle things one at a time. I still don't have, like, a tank, and so things are going to get a little bit messy as our armor gets sundered off, I think. Looks like the entrance is up this way. All right. Cut through the woods a little bit and see if we can get on over there. Fresh dirt. There's a necromancy spot. I can have my cleric clear this, but I don't know what's going to happen once I clear it. Be cleansed. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Okay, so we've got some kind of Draugr or something over here that we got to deal with. Let's go ahead and bonk him. I'm guessing holy magic is probably going to sting this guy pretty good. Maybe, yeah, there we go. We got triple damage off that. Very nice. She's got swift shot. Oh, she needs to have her stats assigned. Okay, go ahead and double fire into him. Dodge the attack right there. There are hit chances in this game, so if that's a deal breaker for you, I don't think you're going to have much fun here. Oh, I missed with my nuke, dude. It's okay. Holy damage is going to carry the day. His auto attack is doing an absurd amount of damage. I probably need to assign her stats, would be my guess. Yeah, she's got 4 skill points. So we can get a wasp trap. Anyone that goes in there, they receive damage over 3 turns. We have an ice arrow. It lowers the enemy's initiative so that we act first. A powerful shot that hits at a longer range and inflicts sunder, which lowers their armor class. That sounds nice. And then we've got like a fire arrow right there too, which sounds pretty good. I do like the idea of the wasp trap though, just as like an area denial ability. And then we've got to take a choice between healing, which it never hurts to have more heals in the group. It splits her stats up, though. Everything she has right now is targeting strength and agility. And so we can just dump agility on her to make her really strong. And, like, I think breaking off to focus on things that require intellect are probably not going to scale very well. So I'll just give her the AoE right there. Ooh, I can get an arrow bomb. Fires 4 arrows with delayed bombs strapped on them. Each turn, 1 by 1 explodes, dealing damage in an AoE range. That'll be funsies. Let's go deal with these gobos first, though, dude. I think it's because it's early in the morning right now. Early in the morning. That we've got, like, this dawn thing going on. I think I slept at a weird time. I can't see a damn thing right now. I guess go close the gap. Dithering in this game could use a lot of work for the camera. Like, most of these trees should effectively dim out the second you go into combat. I think that's a spot where the game could do a little bit better. I guess just get into a position where you can do anything at all. One interesting thing about this game and its systems and how it functions are that enemies can wander into you while you're fighting, like patrols, and they can add on into this fight. So if there was like 4 or 5 more goblins over here, they'd be walking around the camp in normal patrols, and if they saw us fighting this guy, they'll come over and add on in, which I think made the world feel pretty alive, and also kind of encourages you to figure out tactics to engage small packs of enemies in spots where you don't necessarily have to worry about getting run up on. Yeah, go ahead and I guess nuke him down with the magic right there. We got like a head guard. Okay. It looked like branches, but it's a magic gate. There doesn't seem to be any way to open this that we know of. Oh, his stick broke because I don't have anybody repairing our gear right now because I don't have the Lancer anymore. Eee! Okay. I guess I'll have to worry about that going forward. He's got a wizard's hat over here. He'll lose a ton of HP. It's got pretty bad stats for a wizard, so I don't think we're going to run it. So I don't know how to get through there right now. Alright. It does look like it's getting brighter right now as we get towards like 7 a.m. So the game does feature day and night cycles too. I guess I'll just come and fight you. Oh, there's more of them back there. Fun. I guess nuke him outright then and just get rid of him. Your range is to like right there. Do you have enough for barrage? Oh, it doesn't work like that. Okay, let's fire arrow him then. Get him ticking on some damage. Make him feel it a little bit. Make him feel the sting. Feel the burn. My man's hiding in a bush right now. Ow, that was a painful stone there, little buddy. Don't love that. Here, get nuked. You go ahead and just spam heals on yourself, Mr. Squishy. I don't know if I can hit from right there, but I'm going to try. Melee weapons have a longer range than you think they do in this game, so every now and again it's worth it to give it a go if you're not sure if you can hit an enemy. Down goes that goblin over there, and we've got a few more pieces of equipment to parse. So we've got level 1 boots on right now. Those ones give us some strength. We lose some agility. We gain some armor, and we lose some magic armor. I mean, they're higher level. Throw them on, I guess. For you, we got to get you a weapon. A Mace of Endurance. I don't know if that's exactly what I want to go for. He's got to be level 6 before he can use that staff right there. So we may be in a spot where we just kind of need to equip him with whatever we have for the time being. And then we'll just kind of make allowances as time goes along. I don't know if you could salvage this stuff. It seems like maybe later on you might be able to salvage all this extra gear to get crafting parts too. Where are we trying to go? So like, we can't get through the magic gate right there. There was a discovery point back over this way. Back through the thicket. We've got a chest piece of arcane vision. Is it good? It's a hardened armor, so it's for our character. We lose a bunch of strength. We gain agility. It's got bad stats for us. We don't want that. Yeah, a lot of agility on stuff that agility characters aren't really going to be equipping. What is that right there? Blue stone flowers? Oh, there's a boar. There's a lot of bad guys trying to fight us out here. But I don't really mind. Like, normally little mundane combats like this, like, annoy me to tears. But for some reason with this game, like, the combat is so fast and snappy, and it's usually over in, like, 1 to 2 turns that it hasn't really bothered me altogether that much. Like, you kind of just, like, mash through it real quick. And that's what I mean by the fact that the game kind of has a hack-and-slashy vibe to it. Where, yeah, it's a CRPG, but it's also very much a hack-and-slashy CRPG. A Night Warden. A cloaked figure rests by the campfire, fitting arrows with a steel tip that she dips into a vial of clear liquid. Her fingers work gracefully, and while she does not look up at your approach, she is aware of your presence. Commander, who are you? I'm a Night Warden. At the moment, I'm nothing more than that. Therefore, who else I might be and what they usually call me doesn't really matter. Okay, what are you doing here? Hunting. You want to assist me? What are you hunting? Trolls. There's a particularly vicious pair further down the road, and it takes special care and preparation to hunt a troll. I was not prepared, and I was foolish. She shifts her position and pulls up the trouser on her right leg, showing a bandaged wound. The folly of youth, I suppose. I'm taking extra care right now. Still, I'm a bit slower than usual, and I appreciate the help. All right. I mean, we can always use another party member. Why not? What are you? Are you like a wizard? Like, what do you do? Oh, she's kind of like a witch hunter. She's got like a crossbow, and she's got a sword. Cool. I guess I can live with that. Let's carry on down the road and see if we can find these trolls on over here. But the video's getting a little bit long in the tooth. And so my real only complaints about the game are a lack of loot filtering to figure out what you want to pick up and what you don't want to pick up. And it takes a while to parse all the loot in this game, which is a problem that I think a lot of action RPG style stuff has. But that's one complaint. The voice acting is all over the place. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. However, this is an RPG that I think is pretty fun from where I'm sitting right now. I'm enjoying myself. Yo, it's a volley? That was sick. Okay, I didn't know we were shooting volleys out here. Go ahead and hit him with that holy magic right there. Yeah. And then maybe, like, you get around behind him. And then we'll drop Zanukes on him. There we go. I definitely don't want my archer in melee combat right now. Sunder his armor for me. From over here, it looks like she can fight right there. What ability does she have? Point blank shot. A powerful exploding bolt at the enemy. Can I not do it yet? 13 mana, 30 focus. I think I just did a normal attack because I had it selected. She got a bonus. Ooh, she got a bonus move, though. It looks like he got a bonus move, though, too. Nice little counter right there. I'll take that. I'm going to take a second to just heal her up because I don't want to deal with a lack of HP going into further, more difficult fights. But it's a game that clearly is a lot of fun. It's put together pretty well. Oh, his mace broke, dude. Damn it. I've got too many broken weapons around here. Lots and lots of broken weapons and nothing to replace them with. That's an intellect sword right there. Can he equip that? Nope, priest can't equip sword. Son of a bitch. Sorrow's Iron Cane. I guess just equip the cane then. Just have some kind of equipment on your person the next time we go into battle stab cutty fights. I also think on some of these darker maps, the light radius could be a little bit larger and also a little bit brighter. Using my eyeballs is a thing that I like to do in video games like this. We can check the settings and see if it actually has a brightness meter. It does not have a brightness meter, but it does have data collection, which you're going to want to toggle off by default unless you like people invasively collecting data on you and your gameplay sessions. But other than that, dude, solid little RPG, man. It's $25 right now on Steam. You can go check it out. I don't really have that many problems with the overall gameplay. Like I said, it kind of gives me a hack and slashy Dungeon Siege vibe. If Dungeon Siege was a turn-based game. But the turn-based combat in this game unfolds with such a large amount of rapidity that it almost doesn't feel turn-based sometimes. Am I stuck right now? There we go. Apparently your party members will collapse on into areas and get you stuck. So I guess that would be another complaint of a thing that I had not witnessed until this moment. But my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games so that you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we are playing around with Zoria, and I'm very, very happy and pleased to say that the game has lived up to expectation. I think it's fun. It's by no means a perfect game, but if you are in the market for a CRPG that leans heavily in kind of like the hack and slashy ARPG direction, I don't think you'll be disappointed here because that's a niche that doesn't get used a whole lot. Ow. Unkind. He's a wizard, sir. He's a wizard. Yeah, just keep mag dumping him. There we go. And then I guess move in behind him. Oh, there's a pile of skulls over there that keeps me from moving on in. I've been actually compared to my perception of the demo, which I wasn't like a massive fan of. I think this game's pretty cool. I think it's pretty sick, dude. I'm having a good time with it. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for stopping on in, and that's about all I've got for you. Bye, folks.